Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cappies as we move into the late part of April, getting very close to Taurus season? It might actually be by the time you watch this. Well, let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Capricorn in late April 2026. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Moving out of Aries into Taurus season. There we go. Nice and quick. Cool. So this card has many layers, just like an onion. There's this beautiful spiritual energy here. There's huge energy of creation that goes on with this, and focused intent. Those are the main layers I usually pick up on initially. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So, beautiful piece of imagery, right? We see this individual, and I'm not sure if you could tell, but that person has angel wings. So obviously there's some guardian angel symbolism going on here. So first and foremost, a lot of Capricorns, there's a beautiful spiritual insulation. Now, I do believe a lot of us, or almost all of us even, are protected as we go through our journey in this life. Now, your protection might be a little more amplified when this shows up in the beginning of a reading. It could just be reassurance for some of you that, like, hey, we're with you, watching over you. Beautiful stuff. Now, the reason I always think of creation, because you see him, he's looking at that baby, and Vitruvian man tattooed on the head. So it's all about creation and focused intent. So your powers to manifest and create things and shape your reality, a little heightened in this time when this card is here. But it also gives me those King of Wands vibes. Remember, I was saying focused intent? Because what's this angel doing? Deadlock focused on this baby. Like, I'm focused on this. So it kind of feels like tunnel vision. Now, that could be a positive or a challenge. For some Capricorns, maybe Spirit wants you to pay a little closer attention to something. Maybe broaden your scope, right? Because sometimes tunnel vision can work against us. Like, if we're so hyper focused or fixated on something, maybe there's other things we need to be looking out for. So a lot going on with this card. None of it's too rough. But we're just going to put them down right there. Don't want to disturb. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Pretty positive energy seemed to be rolling in. The reading was titled An Explosive Win. So there was a lot of fiery, action-based energy. And when I see some good energy coming in an explosive manner, to me, that's either something that picks up steam real quick, see a lot of progress real quick, or something that just pops up out of nowhere. So I hope you got one. Now, I do always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes. Sometimes it could be monetarily. Sometimes it could be personal relationships. Maybe you just had a couple of really good days. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going here. 3 cards for Capricorn in late April. What do we got going on? Wow. Okay. 2 offsetting energies. So we have the Tower in position number 1. Do not get nervous about that. Right? It is starting off with a bang, that's for sure. But the energy retracts because it did pop out with another card. 2 powerful major arcana, totally different archetypes. We have the Hermit right next to it. So it's like in, out, up, down. There's like this retraction. Let's get one more card here, and we'll start piecing this together. 9 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to have to keep a little bit of a close eye on this reading as we move through. And remember, this is just like an energetic weather report. This is just energetic potential. But there are obviously some things that are catching my attention. Now, before we fully dive into that, let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I love to look at the elements real quick because I feel like it frames the reading and tells us how the energy is going to be flowing. The good thing is most of this energy actually works really well with Capricorn energy, which is earth. So we start here with water, we have earth and fire. Now, again, the tower does look like fire and brimstone, but it is technically a water energy. And the realm of water is the internal realm, the emotional realm, things, people, situations that we're emotionally invested in, things that we care about. It's very creative, nurturing, artistic. So there's a lot of really good aspects to watery energy. The downside to it, sometimes it could be a little overwhelming, right? So just watch out for any sort of emotional overwhelm here when this shows up. And water is always up and down. In the center, we have your power element, earth. Beautiful. Now, I always see that as sense of stability, sense of security. It could be your day to day routine. It could be work, money, finances, all the material aspects of life are covered by the earth element. So I like that. So, I mean, these two energies combined generally represent blessings and they kind of cancel each other out too. That's another thing I'm starting to notice. The only downside with earth energy, it doesn't move fast enough. So you see like this little juxtaposition we got going on where there's an energy that's moving too quick and an energy that's not moving quick enough. And then we have fire here on the back end, which was very prominent in your reading last week. The realm of action. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions you want to take, passion, drive, desire, motivation. Fire can be really beautiful if it's directed in the proper place. The downside to fire, it could be explosive. So that's something we want to watch out for. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start off with the tower. Now, if you watch tarot readings or if you read yourself, I'm sure you're very familiar with this card. If you're connected to Scorpio or have Scorpio placements, this does take on a bit of a different complexion. But I think the tower can be really great. Now, we are starting with a bang because whatever way we cut it, whatever way we slice it, the tower does represent shock, right? It's an energy that, boom, it just pops in out of nowhere. And remember, last week I saw an explosive wind. So this to me, I'm like, I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be worst case scenario. Now, the tower does have some challenges. It's an energy that can catch one off guard. It could be hitting the reset button. It could be starting from scratch. It can represent endings and it can also be karmic. But I always say not every tower is a bad one, right? Like this could most definitely be a good one, but it's starting really quick because remember, this isn't our beginning position. So boom, it starts off with a ton of intensity. Moving to the center, we have the complete and total opposite. As we get this tower tucked in by this amethyst, maybe that'll calm it down a little bit. But in the center, we have the Hermit. So big Virgo energy if you're connected to Virgo or have Virgo placements right here. And this one is retracted and pulled back, right? So we have the tower that's boom, explosive and expressive and a lot of oomph to it. Hermit, complete flip in the other direction. It's retracting and pulling its energy back. Now, the good thing about the Hermit, it's very wise, it's very spiritual. There's a lot of inward facing type of energy. So, whether that's what you're doing or an energy that might show up where it's like I'm doing a lot of thinking, I'm doing a lot of soul searching, that's a big thing with the Hermit. A lot of knowledge, that's a great thing. But the downside to the Hermit is that sometimes there could be mystery attached. Sometimes it could be very quiet. It could speak about communication issues, no communication at all. It could sometimes be blockages or situations that don't seem to be changing. So we do want to really keep a close eye on this Hermit as we move further. But you see what I mean? We have like boom, then nothing, everything, and then crickets. It's like this odd little energy we got going on here. Hopefully, this is something calming down. If you've recently had a tower moment, maybe this Hermit's a good thing. But moving to the back end, we have the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. And we see this individual, they have erected a wall, got the little bandage on the head. And yeah, I always say with this one, in the positive sense, this is someone with a lot of wisdom, right? Just like the Hermit, wisdom through experience, where it's like, I've been through this or I've been through certain things, and that makes me wise. Like, I kind of know things before they happen. This card could be just protective, territorial, on guard. Sometimes it's a little cautious and skeptical. So, this is something we want to watch out for. But the real downside to this, it could represent blockages. It could represent rejections of certain things. So I'm not saying you're about to get rejected, but there might be a behavior, a habit that's like, oh, no, I'm building a wall here. So there could be something blocking up the works. But when I see the wounded warrior with the Hermit looking at this tower, there is this really strong, cautious energy. So whether spirit's urging it, I mean, we had it with that guardian angel where it's like, hey, keep your eyes on this or don't get tunnel vision. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the Cappies? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Tower. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Tower time. Tower time. What do we got? Cool. Yeah, this is definitely an energy that just pops in out of the blue, and it's given me two main situations, like right off the jump. Now, this could be tied into communication for some Capricorns. Like when I see the Tower with the Ace of Swords, this could be a shocking talk or message or conversation that kind of catches you off guard. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. But there's this other aspect where I don't want to say it's just very harsh, but it's like, no, I'm not going to be caught off guard here, especially with this energy here on the back end and the Hermit. It's like, no, I know things. I've seen things. I've seen the hints. I've seen the clues. So if there's someone that's acting a little suspicious or there's something you're keeping an eye on, this energy is clarity, so to speak. Now, the Ace of Swords, yes, it could be offers and opportunities, especially in the upright. I do like it. So to me, that's the main two directions it's going here. Either it's someone that is trying to see a tower before it happens. So think of like preemptive action or just preemptive noticing of things. So again, if there's someone or a situation that's not sitting right, like this Tower and Ace of Swords is like, I'm going to keep my eye on this. But again, it could just be a conversation, right? Because all these cards do also have undertones of communication or lack thereof. So Tower, Ace of Swords, this could be a shocking talk, message, conversation too. So we're just going to put it right there. I mean, that's where we're starting. The energy comes out of the blue. I mean, best case scenario for some Capricorns, I did say offers and opportunities. Tower with Ace of Swords, this is something that just kind of pops in and arrives where it's like, oh, I don't even know how this happened or why it's here, but hey, maybe I'll take it. So let's move in on the Hermit. I like the cautious approach though. So regardless of what you're dealing with, whether it's like work, family, relationships, there is this cautionary approach that I actually like. So let's go in on the Hermit. Let's see what the Hermit has. What's that Hermit here? Good. Wisdom through experience. Wisdom through experience. So we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Hermit. So for some Capricorns in this time, and I already like put the sentence out there because that's how it feels to me. There's certain things we can only really, really learn through like experience and going through it. And when I see the Hermit with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, I've seen some things, right? I'm not new here. I'm not green or wet behind the ears, if you get what I mean. Now, the Five of Pentacles, it could be a little bit rough. There is this energy of solitude. So like I have this really explosive energy here in the front, and then boom, Hermit with the Five of Pentacles is like, I need a little alone time. I need a little space. So the energy is withdrawn. So I'm not sure if this is another person or even yourself. When I see the Hermit with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, I need a little quiet time. I need a little me time. I need a little bubble to be in. So those are the main two things I'm picking up here. Either it's wisdom through experience. So maybe if there's something you've recently gone through, it's like, all right, well, I mean, a silver lining could be that now you've gone through it and you could see it coming from a mile away. But the other vibe here is someone needing a bit of solitude, or there could be someone that's like retracting, pulling their energy back. We're going to keep going. There is this cautious energy. So I'm not sure if Spirit's saying like, hey, Capricorn, just keep an eye on this person, beware of this person. That could very much be it. But we'll see when we get to the Nine of Wands, because it's an interesting picture here. And believe it or not, like even with all the cards we have going here, I don't think this is a worst case scenario. But let's go in on the 9. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the 9 of Wands here for my Cappies? Why is it here? Thank you. Okay. So yeah, we have the Emperor in the upright. And it just fits this whole theme because the Emperor, that's big Aries energy. But another thing that comes in with the Emperor, it speaks of authority figures. Remember, the Emperor is the King of Kings. I've been seeing him a lot this week throughout the whole entire zodiac. So he's a regular visitor. But when I see him with the 9 of Wands, it's like I I will allow certain things in, I will keep certain things out. So this is somebody that wants to control either a narrative or control a situation. And it's like, you know what? It has to get past this wall if it wants in. There's like this very protective energy here. So again, there could be certain things, behaviors, habits, thought processes, maybe even individuals where it's like, I'm putting the wall up, I'm rejecting this right now. Because, you ever see when people go to like a club and there's like a bouncer? That's how this feels to me. Like the Nine of Wands with the Emperor, it's like, yeah, I'll let you in, I'll let you in, I'll let you in. No, you got to stay here at the door. So it does feel that way to me. And again, this could be you acting with your own discernment. Like, what do you allow? What are you allowing in? What behaviors, what situations, what people? Like, there's something about that happening here, and it does feel a little strict. And I don't want to say that's wrong or right, but the way the energy feels to me, it's like being very, very strict, very, very cautious. So again, for some of you, that could be an advice where it's like, hey, there could be a situation or certain people that spirit wants you to be aware of. But I also get this bouncer at the door potentially rejecting something. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow here, Capricorn. A lot of intriguing stuff, very specific. Only take it if it hits, of course. But right here in the box, position number 1, we got the Tower, Ace of Swords. Now, I did say this could be like a shocking talk, message, or conversation. Absolutely. But to me, it's like somebody keeping a very close eye on something. Like, I will not be caught off guard. It's preemptive. So whether it's preemptive action or nipping something in the bud, that could be very possible. Moving into the center, we have the Hermit with the Five of Pentacles. I did pick up that wisdom through experience where it's like, I've seen this before, or I've learned a lot of things in my journey. It's always a good thing. But I also get this energy of somebody just needing a protective bubble or a little solitude. It's like taking a step back and protecting itself. Moving to the back end, we have the Nine of Wands with the Emperor in the upright. And it is extremely protective, again, whether it's advice from spirit about being cautious about what you allow in and what you allow to persist. There is a bit of an energy of rejection. I use the scenario of like a bouncer at the door. That's like, you're in, you're on the list, you're not. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we got for Capricorn? Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get it going here. What do we got for Capricorn in the shadows, please? What do we got? Thank you. Cool. Five of Wands. Now, there is a good side to the Five of Wands, and I always say it. It's a card of determination, forward push, forward momentum, but it's usually depicting 5 people battling it out with sticks, right? Like, so I always say it's a little bit cautionary, it's a little confrontational. So for some Capricorns, maybe with all this like protective bubble type of energy, maybe it's like, listen, I don't want any extra drama. I don't want any extra conflict. Like, this could be someone trying to avoid that. So whether it's somebody you're connected to that's being a little avoidant, or whether it's you wanting to avoid something as well, it could make sense with what we have going on here. The Five of Wands is very wound up. So when I see like the Tower with the Ace of Swords like we had in the beginning, and this card showing up in the shadows, just keep an eye, especially when it comes to communication, because this could get hot and heavy. All right, so we're just going to put that Five of Wands down right there, my good friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the April subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice winner's choice once again. At the end of the month, I will choose 3 lucky subscribers to either win their choice of the Gilded Tarot Royale, or one of the custom-made crystal pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So winner's choice. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, you can let me know down in the comments, how much do you know about the meanings of tarot cards? Are you an expert reader? Are you a beginner, intermediate? Do you know a lot? Do you know a little? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. YouTube changed it. And yeah, that's where it'll be, my friends. Much love, and I'll talk to you soon.